Welcome to the Dear NICU Mama podcast. Our mission is to connect the past and the present NICU mom by bringing them out of isolation and into a sisterhood of women who can stand alongside each other as we heal and grow both in and out of the NICU.
Our hope is that through interviews with trauma-informed medical and maternal mental health experts and vulnerable stories from NICU mamas themselves, that you would feel connected to the Dear NICU Mama sisterhood around the world. So, whether your NICU journey was 50 years ago,
or whether you find yourself in the NICU today, we hope that this podcast reminds you that you are not alone. Hi, beautiful mamas. It's Ashley here, co-host of the Dear NICU Mama podcast. And I just want to say a big warm hello and a happy Thursday to all of you listening. If you're a regular listener, you may have noticed that we did not publish this on a Wednesday, which is our usual go-to. We ran into some technical issues yesterday, so we are publishing this a day late. But nonetheless, we are really excited to share this week's episode with you. So this week is a little bit different as it's kind of a mini episode. We reached out to the moms that wrote in letters for the month of September, and we asked them to read them out loud and share them. So this week is not only a letter reading episode, but I also wanted to take a little bit of a minute to talk about our recent collection that we launched. If you follow us on social media or engage with us in our emails, you may have seen that we just released our There Is Goodness Ahead collection. And this collection really was born out of this idea that oftentimes, when we're in the midst of our NICU journey, or in the midst of our trauma, or in the midst of our healing, it can feel like the future is incredibly daunting and feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And we've done collections that we adore, such as You Are Not Alone, You Are Braver Than You Feel, but we wanted to do a collection that really cast hope for the future because we know how vulnerable and scary it can feel to do that when you're in the midst of whatever you're walking through. So our heart with this collection is that it would be a gentle promise to you that even if it's hard to see it in the moment, even if it's hard to feel it in the moment, that you would know that there is goodness ahead. We also want to clarify too that this idea that there is goodness ahead does not mean that there won't be pain ahead. It does not mean that there won't be trial ahead. What it means is that even in the midst of pain, there is goodness. Not in like the gaslighty way that we often think about goodness, right? Like, oh, look for the silver lining. No. This is really just this like gentle promise to ourselves that even in their pain, there will be goodness. And often like grief and joy, pain and goodness also coexist. And so our hope is that this collection is that for you. It's a gentle promise that there is goodness ahead. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that every day, every hour, every minute, every second. And sometimes in the midst of our journey, especially if you're sitting in the NICU, it's hard to picture what life will look like tomorrow, let alone in 5 years. But to really make that gentle promise to ourselves that there is goodness ahead. And really, when you embody this message as a NICU mom, I think, we call our collections walking letters of hope because that is who you become. That is who you are. When you wear the merchandise, you become a walking letter of hope. So when you wear this message, you are communicating to mamas that, you know what, dear NICU mama, there is goodness ahead. And as a thank you for each and every one of you for not only being a part of this sisterhood, but also for listening to this podcast each and every week, we would love to do a podcast exclusive discount code. And that code is Goodness Podcast. And this code will be live from today, Thursday, October 12th, until Sunday, October 15th. So make sure at checkout to use the code Goodness Podcast and you will receive 10% off the new collection. So make sure to head to dearnicumama.com/shop to shop all of our collections, but specifically receive that discount for the new collection at dearnicumama.com/shop. So September letters prompt was, Dear NICU Mama, your motherhood story is a reminder that blank is ahead. So we have two remarkable letters from Danielle and from Allie. and we are super excited to share them. We will also link where to read their letters and how to learn more about their NICU journey. But we hope that these letters are a little bright spot to your week, and we will absolutely be back to regular programming next week, hopefully on a Wednesday this time. Hopefully we don't run into any technical issues. But as always, mamas, it's such a joy and an honor to connect with you all here. We hope you're having a gentle week, and from one NICU mama to another, there is goodness ahead. Love you all.
Dear NICU Mama, your motherhood story is a reminder that healing is ahead. When you dream of motherhood, you dream of your experience with pregnancy, delivery, and those first moments when you get to hold, feed, and bond with your baby. You envision celebrating your baby reaching milestones together at home. You may have been brought into motherhood unexpectedly or in a traumatic way. You may feel cheated out of what you thought your entire experience would be. Chances are, if you're reading this letter, things didn't go as you hoped or planned. You might feel heartbroken or lost, but you will find light in the darkness in different ways. Your life has been flipped upside down and you are experiencing a trauma by having a baby in the NICU. You are in survival mode, taking minute by minute, advocating continuously and at the mercy of nurses and doctors. But you and your baby will heal from this. Let yourself grieve, and one day when you are home with your warrior baby, you will look back and think how you persevered through all of the ups and downs. Take time to feel all of the emotions when you're ready and celebrate every little milestone your baby has worked so hard to accomplish. There will come a day when you're home, snuggling your baby, thinking of everything you went through with a different outlook on motherhood. So grateful for every snuggle, giggle, and smile. Healing is not something that happens overnight. Share your story, talk with others about it, and honor your journey because it is meaningful. Love, Allie.
Dear NICU Mama, your motherhood story is a reminder that joy is ahead. Sister, bring your hands to your heart to feel the rise and fall of your chest with each breath. That is a miracle. You are no stranger to miracles. Each day that you walk through the NICU doors, you lay witness to the miracles of your sisters as well as those you call your own. Your family is a miracle. In this sisterhood, we invite you to explore the complexity of joy through the lens of moment to moment. Each moment during our journey is dynamic as we are called to live courageously amongst our greatest fear. That, my sister, is living a joyful life. It is the beauty found in the moments that frighten us. It is the balance of what is with all that is unknown. It is the reason we wake and our hearts are heavy when we say goodbye. Some moments will cause us unparalleled pain, perhaps a feeling of heartache beyond repair, while others will stretch a smile across our face or even make us laugh. Each of these moments are sacred, and each of these moments contribute to our unique experience of joy. Our joy is spirited, an understanding of the delicacy of time. It is the common thread in each of our beings, and it is by way of this joy that we are able to boldly celebrate life's moments together. Let this serve as your gentle reminder that we are honored to walk the joyful days ahead with you. Love, Danielle.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Dear NICU Mama podcast.
If you loved this episode, we'd be so grateful for a review on any of the podcast platforms.
And we'd love to continue connecting with you via our social media pages or a private Facebook group. And ultimately, NICU Mama, welcome to the sisterhood.